Alright, how's it going guys? Hope you're all doing well. So, welcome to a brand new Let's Make video. So on this one we're going to work on a piano house idea. So I'm thinking like sort of tool room records. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be using my sample pack Piano House Volume 1, which is available on carlboothmusic.com. Yeah, so I'll leave a link for that below if you guys want to follow along. As you can see, we've got Milo in the background. It's having a little chill out there. So we're going to start at 125 BPM. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we'll go to samples and we'll just go through these here. Right, okay, so let's take a listen then. Yeah, like that one. Okay, like that. Okay, two more. Right, so we've got four there, so we'll pick our favourite. Okay, right, so we'll go for the first one. Right, so let's just get a basic EQ on this kick. We'll just cut to 40 hertz. Yeah, it's already on there, so I'll take that off. I may shorten the kick as well, but we'll just leave it like this for now. Like, we're just using it as a marker more than anything, because we're going to put the piano in next. Right, so let's give this a play. Yeah, cool. It'll do for now. Yeah, so next I would lay like a piano down, like before I added any more drums. So what we'll do, we'll talk about the chords. I'll show you them for any keyboard players. Then we'll go into the MIDI and we'll talk about the MIDI. Yeah, so for the piano, we're going to use the Korg M1. Now, if you haven't heard of the Korg M1, it was very like famous in the 90s, like the hardware. They do have a VST version, which I bought, I think about 9 years ago, and it has all the sounds of the 90s. So I'd highly recommend looking into it if you haven't got it. Okay, so we've got a piano 16 sort of preset. This is just my default. So as I'll play this piano, you'll hear like that sort of 90s sound. Right, so I'm going to pick a different preset. So we'll go to load. Okay, so I'm in the piano presets here. We've got a whole like sort of range of other instruments. But yeah, we're going to go for piano mix 2. So we'll double click. So we've got two pianos here. One's panned right, one's panned left. So what I'm going to do straight away is turn the reverb off. So I'm just going to play this. Right, so I've clicked on easy mode. I think there's some reverb there as well. Right, there we go. So we've got like a dry piano now. And I'll leave the exciter on. But yeah, we'll add our own reverb. Right, okay, let's talk about the chords then. So there's 4 of them in total. I want to play the first one now. So the first one's a B minor. So that's B on the left hand. On the right hand, we've got B, D, and F sharp. Or G flat. We're also doubling up the left hand. But I don't want to confuse people, so that's all right. I'll explain it like this and we'll add the double later on. Okay, so the second chord is an E minor 7. So that's E on the left hand. Right hand we have B, D, G with the left. Okay, so I'll play these two chords together. And the third chord is the same as the first chord on the right hand. So we have B, D and F sharp, but we're playing G in the bass. The first chord we're playing B in the bass. It's the same on the right hand. But the third chord, we're here. It gives a deeper sound. So this stays the same. So I'll go through these two notes. See, we're getting that deep sound. It's just these notes are giving this chord a different accent, like because we're going through the scale. So I'll play the 3 chords together. And the last chord is an A sus2. So A on the left hand. On the right hand we have B, E and A. So I'll play all 4 chords together now. One last time. Okay, so they're the chords. So what I'll do, I'll play over the beat, like kind of what we're going to play as far as like the rhythm. I've got the MIDI as well, so all the MIDI is going to be available for you. Yeah, so that's the idea I have in mind. Like I always do stuff like this, play it in, and then we go on the MIDI and tweak it. Like I'll always make changes as we tweak it. So I've got the MIDI here. All right, so here's the MIDI. As you can see, all the velocities are on like 127. They're on right at the top. So this is like maximum velocity. So this is like going to be really hard hitting. So I'll play this all the way through now, and we're going to make a few tweaks. Okay, cool. It sounds good. Like it definitely needs some swing. We need to like alter a few notes to see these are like a little bit short. Yes, I'll definitely do that. But what I'm hearing first is we can tweak a few notes. I think this one here, or maybe move ones up and down. So I'm thinking this note here at the end, maybe push it up to here, and this should give like a more sort of euphoric sound, or like more of a sort of like uplifting sound. Let's have a look here. What else can we change? I'm thinking this one here, maybe just drop this down, so it's a kind of walk down note finishing the loop. We're listening for this note here going up and this one going down. Right, okay, not that one, this one here. This is the one I want up, so it's like the halfway point. Yeah, so what we can do as well is double up this note. This is going to end up being our bass line as well. So we've already got our bass. That's what I was saying about the piano, like inspiring the bass. It's usually just whatever the left hand's doing. So let's double this up and make it thicker sounding. So we'll play this again. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of swing, move some notes around, like kind of, you can either add the groove or you can like move them around like this. So I'm just going to do a bit of tweaking. So we're just moving stuff off. Just moving bits. I'll edit a lot of this out because you know what it is. It's just quite time consuming. But I mean, using the groove pool works as well. And I'm kind of matching up the notes. I'm not worried about it too much. I'm not bothered about them like being exactly the same. We'll get them close. All right, guys. So it's the next day. I had to cut that video a little short yesterday. But yeah, we'll pick up where we left off. So I made the tweaks to these MIDI notes. So take a look now. Yeah, this is sounding good now. So we'll play it along with the kick. We're going to have to add like an EQ and some side chain. But we'll do that next. Right, so we're going to put on a quick EQ, cut at about 100 Hertz. We're still going to hear the lows of this piano though, because we've added some low notes. So even though we're cutting, we're still going to get some of that, some of them lows. Still going to make the piano sound more powerful. Yes, that's leaving us room here to add our sub bass later on. And we're actually going to be layering the piano. It's something that I've learned recently, like you can layer multiple pianos and get a really good sound. So we're going to do that later and we'll concentrate more on the EQ then. But what we're going to do, we're going to get a side chain. Then we're going to leave the piano to one side and like work on a basic house beat. Right, so we'll listen to this now with the side chain. Alright, cool. And with the kick. Really letting that kick punch through there. Yeah, so there's our basic piano idea. Now what I'd probably do in a breakdown as well is play these chords, but like play them just like single hits. So we'll do that as well, like for more variation. But we're going to put the piano to one side and we're going to concentrate on this house beat. What we'll do as well is actually layer a few things up. So I'll go to instruments, we'll go to drum rack. Okay, so we're going to pick two closed hats here. So let's have a listen. Right, I like that. Try that. We'll get a few more and we'll like sort of experiment. That's nice. So I've got 4 there. Okay, try that and that. So I'll just create a little section. That'll do. Control and L to do that. Make a loop. Control Shift M. We'll just create our little section there. So I'm going to highlight this sort of squared area and then press Control and D, and we're just going to duplicate that. Okay, so let's give this a try then. We'll just experiment here. So I really like that one. Okay, so I've turned snap off. We're going to move this across here and we're going to shorten this closed hat. So let's just try there. We'll add a fade as well. So you can tweak your fade and then kind of experiment like that. Right, great. So I like that one. So we'll get that all the way across. And we'll go to this one and we'll pick another one. And we're going to lay this up. So we've got closed hat 8. So obviously we're not picking that one again. I like them 2 there. So let's just try it on its own. Right, I'm going to go for this closed hat 4. And I'm trying to pick closed hats that like don't sound like each other. So they've got more chance of like working well together. If you've got 2 closed hats that like sound quite similar, I don't think it gives the same effect. Like as you'll hear with this one, it's a little bit more on the high end. That seems a little bit more low to mids to me. Or like I'm not even really thinking that much about it. They just sound different. So I think they just have more of a chance of layering up with each other. So we'll make the same size blocks as the kick. Actually, we'll name them as well. I want to keep things neat. So closed hat 1. Right, let's get them in a group. Right, so I can highlight this group. It's going to play both the hats now. So let's just give it another play. Cool, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pan this closed hat all the way left, hard left, and the closed hat 2 all the way right. So now we've got a super wide sound now. And when we add our open hats, it's leaving space for other things. Like nothing's going to sound too cluttered. So we'll give it a play again, and I'll play it with a kick. Right, so there you go. That's the idea for that. I do need to shorten this other hat here though. So, okay. So I'm just doing the same thing as before. Add a fade. And just drag across. There you go. Just tightening that up a bit. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, let's go again. So we'll go back into instruments, get another drum rack, and we're going to do the same again with the open hats. So go back into the Piano House sample pack. So we've got again another 10 to choose from. So we're just going to pick our favourites and then pick 2, like use 2. Okay, I like that. That sounds quite different to it, so it might layer up nice. That's nice. That could work, could shorten it and sort of like layer it nicely with an open hat. Okay, so we've got 4 there. We should be able to make this work. Right, we're going to take a listen to these 4 open hats then. Straight away like that. So yeah, we're going to use this one definitely. So again, we're going to shorten this sample so we can turn snap off. It just means you can move this a bit smoother. So just the same as the closed hats. I just wanted it to sound tight with the kick drum. Right, so we're going to duplicate this channel. So I'm clicking on the channel, just press Control D. We used open hat 5. And let's try this open hat 7. that's cool. Right, so we're going to shorten this. Okay, open hat 7. So we're going to click on this. Same thing again. That's not bad. So we can pan them left and right, but we won't go as crazy this time. So maybe go like 20 right, 20 left, or maybe 15 right, 15 left. So we'll play that without the kick. Okay, so open hat 1, open hat 2. Right, so I've put them in the folder. We need to put some reverb and stuff on these drums, but we'll do it in a second. So we want that main open hat to be like at the forefront. So we'll just re-listen to them. So this sample here, we could maybe do a little bit of tweaking here. We could maybe move this across. So as I'm hearing that, there you go. So this little bit area here sounded a little bit loose sounding. It can work in like funkier records, but yeah, we can always tighten these samples and make them sound a little bit cooler. So we'll click on here, push a little bit of drive. Okay, that's a little bit better. And the closed hats. Right, okay, that's a good start. We'll get this reverb on now. So we use the stock reverb. Right, so I've dropped that decay time down like to a second. So we're just going to add the reverb to these hats here. So we'll just add it up until we hear it. Got a nice sound to it, so we can turn it down a bit on here so we can actually like control the volume. So we'll give that a try. So I've just dropped it like 2 dB there, just to like sort of tame it a bit. But we can always come back to this. So yeah, that's good. We'll play all these along with the kick drum now. All right, here we go. Okay, so we've got some nice hats in there. So let's go for the clap next. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick a sample. So we'll just go to the drum rack. Again, we'll pick our favourite ones out of the pack. So there's 10 in total. Yeah, so we'll just pick as many as we want, and we'll use 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, that's nice. I just want like a sort of old school, like 909 clap. Try that. That's nice. Maybe. Okay, so how many have we got there? We've got 5. So yeah, let's give these a try then. Right, so I've created a block there, got the first clap in. So yeah, what we're going to do is audition again. So we'll try it now. That's nice. Might use 2, might layer them 2. We'll give that a try. So yeah, duplicate again. Yes, let's try this one. Drop that one to there. That works. Bit loud, but it works. Right, so let's sort that out. Right, that's got a nice short sound. The other one's a little longer, so I don't think we'll have to tweak this one as much, but we'll give it a go. Right, and the next one. Yeah, definitely need to sort that. So I took snap off, slight fade, and just bring it across. Okay, pretty good. So, quick EQ once again. Nothing crazy, as always. Right, we can actually just copy that, put it on there. Right, just colouring up again. And what we'll do, same as the hats, we'll group them up and add the reverb to it. So that was on -15. We'll do the same there. And we'll take a listen. Turn that on. Quite nice. I'll maybe bump that up to -12 as well. Which I've been doing this more, like I normally put like -15 and leave it, but you can like crank it a bit harder than just turn it down on here. It's something I never really did, but and you get more of the signal, then you can control it better. So play these both together. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, eventually we'll group everything and we'll just put one reverb on the whole group, but this is good for now. Right, so we've got a very sort of basic beat there. We'll look at some shakers. Let's see what we can get out of this. We'll actually go to loops and see what we've got. Quite nice. You can tell it's like quite sampled sounding, but they sound cool. Keep going. Try that. Try that as well. That's cool. Right, so we've got 4 there. We'll maybe only use one of these shakers and then we'll add a top loop. And then I think we're ready to go as far as like adding the piano back in. That's cool. I like that as well. So I prefer them two to that first one. We'll get this in. All right, interesting. So I'll turn the kick off. We just might be able to hear these shakers a bit better. We'll pick our favourite. Right, let's go for this last one. Right, so let's move quickly then. We don't have to do too much to this. Just EQ and a side chain and then get it in the group. There we go. And we'll hit it with everything else like the hats. And let's have a look at the panning on this, see where it's at. As you can see here, it's like panning slightly right. It's like sort of like tilting to the right. I'm actually quite happy where that's at. So yeah, we can leave that. Right, so I think we've got enough hats in. We can maybe look at a top and some percussion stuff. We'll go to percussion, 10 of them. We'll just go through them and see which ones we like. Right, that's cool. Giving it a jack and sound. Try that as well. That was cool as well. Right, so I'll turn the kick off, so we've just got the hats claps playing, and we'll audition these 3 percussion loops here. Right, so I like all three, but I think we'll get rid of that. And let's just tweak this one. We won't use all of it, so let's get it with the clap. Maybe just lose them bits. Right, I like that. So we're making the loop our own then. So, and maybe we'll get something out the second loop and we'll piece them together. I mean, that's what I normally do when I'm like messing around with drum loops. Right, so we've got the second loop here, so we'll see if it works with it, and we'll cut some pieces out. I'll turn the hats off. Or we could just keep it basic, I suppose, and just do that. I don't want it to clash with anything, though, but... So normally when I'm doing percussion loops, I won't have things layered like this. This actually doesn't sound too bad. I want to listen to it again, but if it's causing a problem, I'm just going to delete it, and then we'll just keep the rest of the groove. I'm going to play it from here, but I'm just listening out for this part here. Yeah, it sounds all right, but I'm just going to, for the sake of doing it, I'm just going to delete it because I don't want anything to clash here. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, nothing's getting in the way of each other there. Right, and we'll try it with the hats. Okay, so yeah, we'll colour everything up, name it. Right, there you go, that's nice. So what I'll do actually, I'm going to group all of these up together. So the hats, the claps, and the percussion. So highlight everything, right click, group tracks, and let's turn the reverb off the claps and turn it off the hats. And we can put this like all on the entire group. So now this has all got reverb on it, including the percussion. So yeah, we'll give this a try. Maybe look at panning as well. Okay, so I've panned them left and right. We'll look at some EQ now. I think that snare perk definitely needs some lows out of it. Yeah, it does. I think we can tighten this loop. So we're going to double click on it. It's got the beats here. Let's just click this. And we're clicking this first little menu here. And we've got this 100 to 0 bar. So 0 is like really tight. And 100's just the normal sort of like percussion loop we've got. So we can tighten it. So let's just tweak this to taste. It's extreme. That's all right. So we'll try it at 100. And at 50. Yeah. Just a little bit tighter sounding. So I prefer that. And we'll hear it with everything else. Probably do the same with this click perk. Right, click there and just drag it to 50. Or whatever you want. Just whatever's sounding right. That works. A little dip there, just cutting out any sort of sharp frequencies, but that's quite nice. Right, so last we're going to get a top loop in, so we'll quickly go through them again, 10 in total, so we can quickly audition these. Quite nice, we'll try that. We'll keep going though. Maybe. Okay, that might work. And last one. Try that as well. So, right, okay, so we've got 5. So again, we'll see which one's the best. So we've got top loop 2 there. Okay, that's not bad. I'll move that to one side and try this one. That's not bad either. Okay, so leave them there. We'll see if one like really jumps out at me. We'll use that one. I like that, but it's a bit live sounding, so maybe we'll try something else. They're okay, but I preferred the other two. Right, last one. I like that. So, okay, we've got 3 to choose from. So we'll try this one again, see which one I prefer. Right, this one again. Okay, so this top loop 10, we're just going to pick that one so we can delete these 2. Right, so that's definitely it for the drums. So yeah, we're going to get this across. So I'm going to tweak this top loop. That little bit on the end I'm not so keen on, or it doesn't really work with this groove. So let's just shorten it and just do it like that. So we'll hear this top loop again. Okay, so we've got a good foundation of drums there. So I'll play them all the way through, then we'll play them all the way through with the piano, and then yeah, we're going to talk more about the music. Right, so let's hear the drums with the piano now. Okay, we're definitely getting somewhere there. So let's get this across a little bit. We can get like a minute's worth of section. So I think what we'll move on to next is the bass. Okay, so I've got a simpler there. So what we're going to do, we're going to get like a one shot out of the sample pack. So go back into Piano House, go to Samples, Bass Samples, and we'll choose one of these sub basses here. They're all in C, so we can just like use them straight away. Really nice. Okay, that one was good. We know our bass line because we've got the MIDI. So what we're going to do is drag this MIDI into this bass section. Now we're going to have to delete a lot of notes here, but we're going to keep the bottom ones. So all these top notes here, and all these can definitely go. And then we've got 2 of the same here, so we'll just delete the bottom ones. So we'll try that one there. Right, so we're going to take a listen to this bass. It might be too low. We're going to take a listen to it on its own. So we'll solo that. Yeah, it's too low. Okay, so we'll just get this up a full octave. So highlight everything. Press shift and up. And we've got up a full octave there. Cool. There you go. So that's just going to match our piano. We can extend these notes a bit though, just to give it a bit more drive. So let's just tweak it a bit. Play it along with the piano. So that's cool. We can actually just duplicate that now. Well, we'll get a side chain on it now. And then, yeah, we're just going to put it the same as the piano. Right, so we're going to take a listen to it now with the side chain on. Needs a bit of EQ, but it's sounding good. Right, we'll play it along with the piano. Yeah, really nice. Okay, so we'll get an EQ on it first. Okay, that's all right. So I think we can get some compression on it. So dynamics, go to glue compressor. Right, I'll move that over there so you can see it. Yeah, it's just a bass punch preset. So I've just tweaked this to 5 dB here on the makeup. Yeah, like it. Okay, let's get this across there. That's sounding good, that. Right, so rename that bass. We can get this up here next to the kick. Right, I'm going to try the kick and the bass together. Right, so we'll try the kick, the piano, and the bass now. Okay, and then we'll play everything now. Okay, so I really like what the piano's doing, but we're going to layer it with another piano. So we're going to layer it with like a live sounding one. So you can use any piano to do this. You can use the Ableton stock, Logic stock, just whatever piano you've got. I'm going to use Addictive Keys. Like, I'm only using the trial version. It's just like literally the demo version. I'll just bounce it to audio. But yeah, it's a really nice sounding piano. So yeah, we're going to use it. So XLN Audio, Addictive Keys. All right, so this is it, right? And I'm just using the default preset. It's just the one that like loads up straight away. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the piano MIDI from the M1 and we're just going to copy it. Right, I'll turn it down. So we'll take a listen to this piano on its own. It's got a really nice sound to it. So we're going to layer that up with the M1 piano to give it like a thicker sound. So we'll try the M1. Like, it's a good piano, but it's very sort of digital. It's very sort of thin and tinny sounding. So when we mix it with this one, we're going to get a nice sound. So let's do that now. Right, so I'm going to freeze and flatten this grand piano we've just got here. So we'll do that now. Okay, great. So there's our audio file. So what I want to do is add the same EQ and the same LFO tool from the M1 piano. We'll put that on this piano here. So here we go. Just highlight both of them, holding control, and just that makes a copy of it when we put it over here. Right, so we'll listen to this with the side chain on now. So we'll get these into a groove. We can actually add another reverb now. Okay, so we'll take the delay off this return, and then we'll get another reverb. Right, so we'll put that on here. 100%. Okay, so I've put that reverb quite high there. We'll turn it down on like the sort of master here though. Right, so let's take another listen to this grand piano. I'd just like to do some extra EQ. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit out in this area just because we're layering two pianos up. So just scrolling through like that, I heard that didn't really affect the sound too much, so we can afford to take it out. So we'll try that again. And I'll do this further and further as you make a track, just like negative EQ and just like, you know, getting rid of those unwanted frequencies. But that's okay for now, that's all right. So... Okay, so I'm just going to get the standard glue compressor and we'll just add it on the music folder. Right, so let's pull this threshold here. Just checking to see if I've got the volumes right there. Right, so that should help that sit a bit nicer now. Okay, so I've just got a crash in there just to help the drum groove along. And we can just do that, that'll be fine. Duplicate that over. So I'm going to go into H delay by Waves. I've got a crash preset that I love to use. I'll bounce it in audio for you guys. But yeah, I use this on a lot, especially piano house. But I'll just click on load and I've got Cal crash delay. And that's the settings for it there. So I'll give it a play. Yeah, it's got a really nice sound. So yeah, we'll freeze it into audio. Right, so I'll try that with a kick now. Right, okay, so we're going back into the sample pack once again. And yeah, we're going to get like a string sample. We'll maybe add a lead. But yeah, let's get a string in first. So we'll go to Korg M1 music samples. We'll have a look. So as you can see, we've got the Dream Pad samples, E-organ samples. I've sampled all of these from the Korg M1. So you've actually got the actual sounds here. The pianos, strings, pads, leads. Like stuff that I use a lot in the Korg M1. I've sampled it. So as you can hear with like the organ sound I was on about. That like sort of Robin S. Show Me Love. You got all held long notes as well, so you can actually properly play them and yeah, and get that sound. Right, so let's go to a string. Let's go to the string arc samples. Yeah, so we're in the key of B, so we might as well get the B sample. So we'll just drag this in and like make a loop out of it. Right, so I'm going to make an entire block here. So Control and J. Right, okay, so we'll put this on loop. Yeah, we'll just make our own little section here. Maybe do that. Okay, that's cool. Right, so we've got that string looped up there, so we'll put it into the music folder, and we'll hear how this is sounding with the pianos. Yeah, they really push your track to the next level, these like strings. Even a held note like this, you can just really elevate it. So roughly the same as the piano and the bass there, so it should glue nicely. Right, let's play everything together. Right, so I've loaded up that auto filter. We're going to press A, which is going to get the automation up. So if you move this frequency, it activates this band. And then, yeah, we'll put it in halfway, I think. Right, cool. So come out of that. So that's the string done. Yeah, so at this point, you'll be looking at like a vocalist to get involved. Or like you'll have like a vocal sample ready from like a sample pack. Or like an acapella. Okay, so what else could we do here? We'll add some more little bits. We can look at some effects, actually. We haven't been up there yet. Let's see what we've got. It's cool. That's nice, and maybe add that like in a breakdown. So we'll just get that in there, we might as well. So I'll put that on the end. We're going to extend this out a little bit more now. So I'll try that. I like it. Definitely got a 90s sound. Right, so I get a couple more bits, got an impact. Okay, reverse crash. We might as well get this in. Yeah, so we'll put the reverse crash just before the crash, and we'll take a listen to it. That's cool. Right, pan it left. Yeah, I just want that high end there. Right, so we're back in the effects folder. Okay, we'll get that snare roll in. We'll do like a sort of mini breakdown, like for an example. Right, look at the sweep downs. Right, so I've panned it right there. We'll get some of the low end off it. And we'll put that again at the halfway point, I think. And then one there as well. Right, okay, we'll keep going then. Right, we'll get this sweep up. We can shorten it a bit though. It's too long. Go like that. Right, and turn it down. Really nice. So yeah, we'll copy this LFO tool and EQ. Right, okay, so let's get that lead in now. Yeah, so actually we'll just draw some MIDI, but we'll go to the Korg M1 samples. So we'll click here. So we'll go for one of the leads. So we've got M1 lead, and these are just a couple of my favorite leads from that plugin. So I think this one's my favorite. We'll go through them though, and they're all in C. That's nice. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm pressing Control Shift T, which is just giving us a MIDI clip. And we can just double click now, and this will automatically put this into a sampler or a simpler. So I'll actually just draw this in. Yeah, okay, so do that. So we're in B, so I'm going to just draw something here. We'll do something like octave style. So I've just highlighted the bass, the kick, and this lead that we're going to tweak now. Yeah, just so I can hear it a bit better. We'll add everything else afterwards. Right, so I've got another octave there. We'll look at placement. Let's have a look. Maybe put that there. Right, what about that? So we're playing B octaves with this walker note going up like to the octave above, so B3. We'll repeat it. So let's put a little bit of swing on this. So we'll just move these a little bit, just so it's not so straight. Right, so I'm going to try it with the piano. I'll turn the kick off. So we've got the bass, the piano, and the lead. But actually, maybe do that. Okay, so I've moved that note from F sharp just up to B. I don't know if that F sharp was like clashing with other notes, so it sounded a little bit off in places, so... Cool, right, so we're going to put some reverb and a bit of delay on this just to make it sound a bit more interesting. Put it in the music folder, which has already got reverb on it. So we'll solo it and we'll get a delay on it. We'll get this delay here and we'll just try it like this. That one's quite interesting. I'll try it again. Like it? Yeah, cool. I really like that. Yeah, we'll turn the feedback down though. We don't need much. We just want to create a little bit of movement. So you can like hear it working in the background there. Yeah, so we'll bounce this into audio as well. And yeah, we'll just get this all the way across. Right, so EQ first. We'll listen to it on its own again. Okay, let's try a little bit of auto pan as well. So we'll go into this presets. We'll go to around the head, the one I normally pick, and then we'll try that. It's going to pan the sound left to right. Like if you hear it in headphones, you'll definitely be able to hear it. So that's quite extreme. Turn it off. There we go, just give it a bit of movement there. We'll also add a side chain just to like glue it even further. And last but not least, we'll get the auto filter on it. So like we did with the string, get a fade on that again. So I'm going to play the loop from here. We're listening out for the lead coming in like 3/4 of the way through. So this point here. Okay, with everything. Okay, so I've got that crash again, the same crash. We'll just do a few fills here. So we'll put this halfway through. We'll do like a 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of crash fill. Right, so we'll do that. Yeah, that should do the trick. And you could do clap fills, add drum fills, stuff like that to keep stuff like interesting, like on the end of your drum loops. Right, so there's some nice elements in that. So what I'll do, like I said before, I'll give you like a little example of like a breakdown, very basic one. But what would I do? I'd definitely add some like extra piano notes. I think we can extend the string. So let's just loop this. We'll get this all the way across. Yeah, so that's what I've done. I've just put the claps across there. I've got the snare roll in place now. We can get this reverse crash, some effects. Duplicate that, put that there. Yes, what I will actually do is we've got the MIDI, haven't we? So we're only doing single hits here with this piano. So okay, so we're back in the MIDI here. This is like the original piano loop. So we can lose this because this is like all one chord, like this one at the start here. If we just drag that across like that, we've got something different, even though it's the same chord. Yes, I think we get that all the way across. And we'll just play it in singles like this. It doesn't have to be anything complicated to keep it like different. Maybe just do that. I mean, if I was playing it in, maybe I'd do something a little bit more fancy, but you don't really need to. And oftentimes, like the vocals doing the work at this point. So I think that's all for the chords, like where they need to be as well. So I'm just going to give this a play. So maybe move this note up just to keep this different. Okay, so yeah, we'll keep it basic. We'll double it again, but we'll do something different at the end. So maybe just do like a double. So half this. Do that. Yeah, that's good. So I'll do something like that, then I'll probably add the piano again. We'll maybe like build some tension, maybe like add the bass but filter it. And then we've got the pianos again, but we've got the snare roll happening at this point. So that's pretty much what I do as far as like music structure. We'll get some drums in and stuff like that to like keep the interest as well. And maybe add that lead as well. And we'll also get rid of this clap because I wouldn't have that in straight away. So delete that. So I'm kind of just doing this on the fly. Maybe add that top loop there. We've got percussion as well, so that little click perk, that might sound cool there. So I'd lose that there. Maybe just have like the piano on its own. And again, like I said before, the vocal, like whatever the vocal would be, that'd be like the main attraction of this part of the track. So we don't have to go crazy with stuff like in your breakdowns. And maybe add the lead as well, and that's probably all I'll do for this example. But so let's sort of like filter this lead in as well, just to keep a little bit more interest. And leave that gap. Yes, that's okay. Get some crash fills in this breakdown. Try that. Put that there. So like that. So actually the final thing I'll do to complete this is we'll add that auto filter on this piano here, just so it's not as repetitive. So instruments, audio effects. Right, so let's get this auto filter, and this is easy. We're just going to add it here, just on the breakdown part. Yeah, we still want the piano in full here, so we're just going to bring it back in and like create the tension again. Right, and the last thing, we had the grand piano there to complement this. I'd maybe extend this longer if I was like actually making a track, and I'd add rises and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get some ideas down for you, especially like the rest of the year. Right, so that's it. Let's play this all the way through. that's it, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Really hope you took something from it. So we're going to be making more of these ideas in this Let's Make series. Like, I'm not making full tracks maybe till the end of the year, but I'm definitely going to be uploading, like, hopefully daily episodes, bringing plenty of ideas for you guys. So this is the first of many, so I really hope you enjoyed it. Okay, thanks very much, guys. I'll see you very, very soon for a new video. All right, take it easy.